Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Chakras and Cuss Words podcast. My name is Catherine, and I'm so glad your cosmic ass has shown up. What's up, my cosmic buddies? I hope everything has been treating you quite right, been treating you like the energy star that you are. Today, we are getting into the energetic movement of like a cosmic download of, I almost feel like some voyeurism is going to take place. There's definitely going to be some magic in the scene. There's definitely going to be some high energy vibrations. So you're going to need to adjust your brooms. You got your broom close to you as we're approaching fall. Or adjust your antennas, because you might be a little bit of a starseed, you cosmic baddie. And buckle up, bitches, because we have a full moon in Aquarius coming through. And this full moon is high energy all the fucking way. This full moon is literally occurring on August 9th at 3:55 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So either you're getting up at 3:55 a.m. to see what this moon is doing, or you just did not go to bed yet. One or the other. Lets me know you're really tied into the celestial energy. But if you don't want to stay for the exact full moon, I get it. I wouldn't want to stay up that late either. But, you could watch as this moon approaches in opposition of Leo. And this full moon in Aquarius is standing strong on that cosmic battlefield like, honey, I know this Leo is brave. I know this Leo is courageous, and a little bit crazy. But is this moon ready? Is this sun ready? Is this area ready for an Aquarius moon? Now, I love me an Aquarius moon. Shit, bitch. You know I love me an Aquarius moon. And it's at 17 degrees. So when we have a force, two fixed signs, this is a force to be reckoned with. Two fixed celestial forces opposing each other. It's almost like the starlight is meeting the rebellion. I feel like something's going to pop up. I feel like something big is going to pop up. It's definitely like an emotional truth area and area around circumstances. Kind of like reminds me of two leaders getting ready to like have a duel. I mean, full moons are our universe's way of saying we have signs. You've seen the signs, now you feel the signs, and that there might be something buried. There might be something that has whispered among us. There might be something that has occurred and it's feeling ignored. And yeah, it's coming up and it's, creating this energy where it really feels like almost like a glow up. I definitely feel like this lunation, I said lunation is our soul's big party. It's like revealing ourselves. We all know that fucking Leo likes to stand on that stage, honey. But the Leo definitely has a counterpart that's just as cosmic, and that's its opposing sign, the Aquarius. Aquariuses are known for being trendy and a little bit different, a little bit extraterrestrial. And the secrets kind of like surface with this energy. I feel like relationships are going to get kind of tested with this energy. When I have that movement of two fixed signs, I really feel like it's going to be creative. And it's also going to feel like there's a movement of magic and mission hitting its peak. The Leo wants to shine as that soul center. Right? It's a solar plex energy. It loves that soul center. It's bold, it's regal, it's fucking fabulous, it's confident. Bitch, it's a fucking Leo. Leo's coming up red, in that red dress with some gold on. The Leo's center stage. But wait. Here comes the Aquarius. Just out here vibing on its own energy. Out here with a different type of cosmic collective, right? Maybe showing up a little bit different, maybe showing up in a different type of ensemble, not something we're used to, a little bit out of the box, not feeling so seductive, but also feeling very cosmic and very, very collective. So I think with this vibe, we're going to see like a broadcasting of freedoms, because the Aquarius is centered off of freedoms, and we're also going to feel this energy of like rebellion. We're going to feel like this movement of riding the waves of some type of revolution, as Pluto is nestled so quietly in retrograde, but we're definitely going to feel that energy. This full moon asks, can you fully be you while still holding in your space for not just you, but also the collective? So there's definitely some tensions that have been growing. We all feel the tensions. We all feel the movement of growth. And we all feel this energy of our cycles changing. We're changing. The conscious is changing. The collective is changing. And it lets us really feel it with this full moon. It's definitely going to be an interesting full moon. I'm going to say that. To at least for some, it's going to be interesting. But let's talk about how spicy this energy is. Not just the full moon, but also we have a Mars, Saturn, Neptune T-square hovering over the background. Oh my God. And it's giving chaotic. It's giving crazy. It's giving meets divinely delayed. And is everybody quite really awake yet? Or are there still some who are, I guess, a little bit naive and sleeping in Neptune's shadows? So some of us also might be feeling a little bit of a wake-up call. I do definitely think that there's going to be some psychic and intuitive properties as the Aquarius, bringing this moon energy all through the night. So expect vivid dreams, especially the fixed signs, if you're a fixed sign. And of course, if you are a cardinal sign, I'm expecting you guys are going to have some vivid, wild, and crazy dreams. You might also feel like that spark is like getting initiated. And you can't really put your finger on it, but you definitely know that something is occurring. And it is definitely a time for you to recalibrate your thoughts, get back into your breath work, and just kind of take time to move around to this crazy course that we call a cosmic connection, that we call a lifespan, right? And sometimes our alignment, especially when we have energy this thick, like this energy's thick, bitch. I mean, this energy is giving some address thick all through the cosmos. And this energy just feels like, what the fuck? And yes, we got a lot of retrogrades, right? But we're still going to create some intentions. How could we not with a full moon in Aquarius? How could we not? And I feel like if you have been feeling stuck, especially with the retrograde season, and you have been feeling scattered, you're going to be looking for clarity for this moon. You're going to be looking for areas of intuition. It could be a clarity spell, a clearing spell, an aura cleanse. You're going to journal it out, girl. Journal it out. Like really journal it out. Sometimes I really forget how important it is to put pen to paper. How important it is to actually put stuff in the calendar. We all have a calendar, right? We all have a calendar on our phone. I'm assuming you have a phone. I'm assuming if you're listening to this podcast, you have a phone. You have some type of iPhone, Android, you got some kind of phone. In that phone, I guarantee you got a calendar. A lot of us, and I will say me too, I don't put everything in the calendar, but just putting that organization, especially right now as this energy is so thick, will really, really pay off, right? And also, this is a good time to dip into the oracle, to dip into the areas of the oracle readings, of the oracle intuitions. Now, I will say, I usually do not pull tarot during retrogrades, especially during Mercury retrograde. And some of you are always like, why? How come? That doesn't make sense to me. But for me, the reason why I don't is because I feel like the communication can be a little bit off. And sometimes the way I perceive the reading might not necessarily be the way the other person is perceiving it as well. And that communication could be a little bit discentered. But I will tell you, literally, like 2 days after retrograde hit, I had a client, absolutely 100% needed a reading, like for real, and was like, I want tarot, I do not want oracle. I get it, like big questions come, you need to get the big deck, right? You got some big questions, we need a big deck. There's just some shit oracle can't answer. So we pulled out the tarot. I said, I usually don't do this on Mercury retrograde, bitch, but you a little special. So you got some big questions, we're gonna pull out the big deck. And answers were told. So definitely, let's not forget that this energy, even though we are in retrograde and we do have our rituals and we do have our sacred sacrifices that we give up sometimes during retrograde season, for everybody, we still should be creating some type of intentions. Something, right? Like I said, this is retrograde season, but this isn't necessarily our stop season, right? Baddies like us don't stop because of a retrograde. We don't stop. We continue. But also, what's so interesting about this cosmic connection, for this full moon in Aquarius at 17 degrees, we also have Venus creating a conjunction as Venus has newly transferred over into the sign of Cancer. So we have Venus cozying up with her partner, Jupiter, making everything like a little bit more sugary, a little bit more sweeter, creating that big, pure sugar daddy magic. Jupiter's a big boy. He's a big one. He's a big boy. And he's giving all that energy to Venus. And Venus is like, honey, I love it. And we see that energy entwined with the Cancer. And the Cancer is all about that feminine property. That area of love and luxury and beauty and connection, really dripping into our potential and our area of clearing and our area of intentions. So even if this time has been feeling a little bit wookie, scattered, and a little bit off-centered with the retrogrades, just know that this path is allowing your heart to understand which way to go and create, which way to create a flow. This is definitely like our lunar, our cosmic checkpoint whenever we have like big astrological events. And this is a big astrological event. So whenever we have full moons, new moons, retrogrades, it's kind of like our cosmic check-in, like our seasonal check-in. Like business people would call this our quarterly report. But no, this is our cosmic check-in, checking in on ourselves, seeing where we at, seeing how are we feeling with our vibe, how are we feeling? Are we feeling very disheveled? Are we feeling like these retrogrades have been making us so off-centered with our leadership, with our self-movement as it is occurring, right? Or are we going to see like, no, I'm still radiating my truth. I'm still here. I'm not dimming anything. I'm just moving at a different speed. So this Aquarius moon is here for us to zap you back into your authentic nature, to that energy that feels different, that energy that feels connected with the collective, that energy that feels like community, that feels like that cosmic consciousness is taking a hold of you. So definitely this moon is for you if you want to charge your crystals. Take those crystals outside. Even charge your feathers. Now, since this is happening in the sign of Aquarius, we're not going to embrace the fire. We're going to embrace the moon magic. We're going to embrace the air. And what speaks to us as air speaks to us? Feathers. What dances in the wind? Feathers. What moves in the night sky? when nobody could see it drifting down from the heavens. Feathers, if not an alien, feathers. So definitely we will be looking at the rituals that include feathers with this full moon. Also, the Aquarius is centered around an energy that feels like it almost, I guess you could say, entangles the Leo sign, right? It really creates that kind of aggressive spark, as the Aquarius is a wind and air sign. So it is a wind mover and it is an air sign. So you're working with a lot of big energy, and you're working with a lot of big intellectual energy and cosmic frequencies. So if we're going to talk about the zodiacs that are most affected by this moon, I said it once, I'm going to say it again for the people in the back who probably didn't hear me because they're like, this girl is crazy. We have the fixed signs, all the fixed signs. But of course, definitely the Aquarius and the Leo off the tippity tip, right at the top of the tip. And then we also have the Taurus and the Scorpio. So that energy, we're going to definitely feel it strong for the fixed signs. Also, air elements, air signs. Look at how this is affecting you and affecting your chart. Also, the chakras that we are going to be working with are number one chakra I want you to concentrate on is the heart chakra. That area of green, money, honey, love, boundaries, trust. It's the air element. And why might you ask? Why might you ask? Not just the air element, but also Leo rules the heart. Literally, it keeps that heart pumping. Symbolically, this full moon is all about balancing your personal passions and your collective compassion, as the Aquarius sits in. Also, the heart chakra works on opening up your areas of self-love and shared love. So I definitely would meditate with visions of green, if that's being on the grass, if that is being around rose quartz, emeralds, wearing your best green dress. Speak to yourselves in areas of trust, breath work, a lot of breath work, a lot of heart opening yoga poses like the camel and the cobra. Definitely, if you would like to journal heart affirmations, that would be expected. Understanding what is love to you and what does it mean beyond the romance, beyond the area of passion, because we aren't diving into the sacral. We're centered with the heart, and the heart speaks loyalty versus the sacral. The sacral chakra, well, yes, it has that energy of water and it has that energy of passion. It has that energy of feeling good, but loyalty and forever kind of love really speaks volumes in the energy of the heart chakra. The third eye chakra is another one, okay? And that's like that Indo blue, and it's the element of light. It's the energy of vision. And why would we dip into that chakra? Honey. The Aquarius is all about higher vision, not just in the energy of self, but also the energy of the collective and the community. It speaks to us in intuition, the energy of vision. It's the fucking visionary. It's also about a little bit of truth and future seeing. This illumination asks us to plug into our intuitive properties. And there's no way that we are going to plug into intuitive properties quite like working with the third eye. You can use an amethyst, you can use a lapis lazuli, practice some moon gazing meditation. Actually, I would be tapping my third eye, clearing my third eye, and of course, using some type of aura cleanse, focused on the crown chakra. Also, you can sleep with your window open if you're brave enough, and allow that moon magic to really penetrate the third eye and also the crown chakra. You're going to ask yourself, what downloads are you ready to receive? Remember, not all downloads are we quite ready. So ask yourself that. Make sure the heart chakra is fully aligned and centered, and then ask yourself, what ready downloads are coming for me? Because one of the worst things is finding out some information you are not ready to accept, and that usually hits the heart chakra. Also, we're going to be working with the crown chakra, the energy of violet or white, and that is the element of the consciousness, the element of the spirit. With the Aquarius being this cosmic energy and having this galactic movement of tension, it really allows that Mars and Saturn and Neptune to feel fully aligned in your crown chakra, in your energy of connection and source and purpose, and the truth that the universe is ready to give us. Sometimes we're not ready, but the messages still come through. I would definitely work on meditation. I feel like meditation has been something that I've kind of been slipping on. I've definitely changed my style of meditation. I've been doing more like stretching, stability, kind of movement meditation, holding poses, working on breath. But I think I need to sit still. Maybe sit still under the moonlight and imagine like violet light streams just coming into the crown, and understanding that I am very much connected to a greater good, something grander, stronger, something more centered around purpose. Also, a chakra that is always good to work with, especially when we are thinking about the Aquarius, is the throat chakra. The throat chakra, the energy of sound or ether, is the energy of expression. Full moons love expression. It loves creativity. So many people want to release on full moons, but this energy is about creation. And this is the axis of the Leo and the Aquarius that could bring up the truths that a lot of us need to speak. Maybe it's time for us to roar our truth, or maybe it's time for us to speak to our collective, our coven, the people that we haven't been able to really dial into as this extraterrestrial movement kind of asks us to continue our chants to the collective. How can we do this? Now, engaging the throat chakra is one of my favorites. I definitely like to use certain things. Humming is one that's very powerful. Speaking, singing, chanting. If you've ever chanted and you don't understand, that love language from the cosmos, that space language, that almost weird mantras, and it just kind of flows so easily, and you're like, what is this coming from? It's coming from the ether of the cosmic connection that you bring. It could be from direct ancestors, it could be from direct past lives, it could be from direct movement of something higher, but use that energy to chant. If you don't want to chant in an energy that feels so foreign, you can definitely chant with your own peaceful words. You can use blue, the energy of blue, really picking up that throat chakra. I also sometimes think that sometimes when you have an energy that's so movement entitled like this one, sometimes it's almost good to preserve your words. And that's another way to let the throat chakra rest. So if you have an excessive throat chakra, and that's something that I definitely can have an excessive throat chakra at times, and I have to remind myself to allow the throat chakra to rest. So you could make some moon water, charging your water under the full moon with crystals resembling these chakras. You could also create some moon tea. I would leave the tea out there to kind of charge, and then you can warm it up or you could drink it cold. Also, you can be centered around the energy of clearing under the moonlight or clearing under the moon's properties. So one of the best ways to work with creating your words to turn into power and creating the air that you speak and the movement of wind is to understand that your words come from air. Your element of energy and air combined from breath are all a sense of space. And one of the most important things to do is to understand that your words are spells. Your words are more than just words, and they are conscious and unconscious fragments of your movement of energy. So before working with the element of air, because we're going to have a lot of air rituals in this podcast. Before working with the element of air, I highly recommend you clear your air. That could be clearing your space in your house, burning frankincense, lavender, sandalwood, rosemary. You can also use sounds like bells, singing bowls, wind chimes. Open the windows. So many of you guys love to keep the house stuffy. Open the fucking windows. Let in the fresh air. Clean the window seals. Okay? Some of you guys got some little dead bugs. I know you do. Clean those window seals. Open the window and say, winds of change, spirits of air, clear this space so what I breathe is so fair. You can design your own spell. You can design your own chant. Make it, feel custom to you. Also, you want to connect with the element of air. I'm deeply connected with the element of air. It could be because I am, besides being all water, because that's what the human body is, but I'm definitely all air. When you look at my chart, you're like, holy shit, bitch, you are all air. This air is ruled by the element of communication, by the element of the mind, by the element of inspiration and unseen currents of thoughts. It is connected from the east, the sunrise, new beginnings into higher realms. So one of the things you can do to connect with the air and connecting with new purpose is to stand in the direction of the east. Wait for the sunrise. So that means you're going to have to check your clock and see what time the sunrise occurs. Luckily, the sunrise is pretty fast, okay? I mean, yes, it takes some time, but it's not like freaking an all-night thing. Like sometimes the moon, I'm like, waiting for the moon. Come on, baby, hurry up. And the moon takes its time, but the sun moves a little bit faster. Stand facing the east, close your eyes and breathe deeply and slowly. Feel the air around you. Listen to the air around you. Allow the breeze and the breath to whisper to you. Say to the air, element of air, carry my words like wind across the veil. As I speak, so it becomes. As I breathe, so it manifests. As what I see, as what I feel, is the truth. Another little fun witchy spell is to speak your spell. Now, speaking your spell, and if you don't want to do this with the sunrise, you can do this in the moonlight. Air is magic. Magic is air. Words are magic, and magic is words. So, spoken word and breath and intention are very important. Think of affirmations, but also make them very much centered around your intentions and your area of your current presence. The tense, the confidence, the feeling to all be centered around with the breath and the rhythm of your words. For instance, you can't go out there and just say, I'm magnetic and aligned with abundance. It flows to me with ease. No, you're going to say it like this. I am magnetic and aligned abundance. It flows to me with ease. I am magnetic to aligned abundance. It flows to me with ease. I am magnetic to aligned abundance. It flows to me with ease. 3 times. I speak truth, and my truth echoes to the universe. I am the truth that embodies the cosmos. I speak truth, and my truth echoes into the universe. I am the truth that speaks to the cosmos, and so on. Pick whatever you're feeling, whatever you need, whatever your center is. For instance, every breath I take fuels my purpose. I rise to create. Every breath I take fuels my purpose. I rise to create. One more time for the witches in the back. Every breath I take fuels my purpose. I rise to create. Understanding that your words are so powerful with this moon. Also, write your words into air. If for whatever reason you don't want to speak them, you can also visualize them glowing and growing among you. Another little trick would be to seal it with a breath or a whisper. After you've used spoken words, blow your intention out into the world like a long intentional exhale, or whisper it to the wind, asking the wind to carry its message. Sealed by the wind, my words now fly, my spell now begins. Now let's talk about feather magic. Feather magic is absolutely deliciously witchy. It's ancient and it's centered around light and movement of air. It symbolizes the tide of the element of the air, the divine, and the spirit messages. Feathers are like nature's little wands. They carry so much purpose. They carry messages, movement, and mystical energy. Feathers represent magic, and magic represents feathers. Feathers are sacred tools in many cultures and magical traditions. They often symbolize much more than just air. Air, of course, the power of breath, wind, and communication rings a bell wherever a feather will go. The spiritual guidance that a feather will bring, the center around messages from your ancestors, angels, or even spirit guides. Freedom. The feather represents freedom, just like the Aquarius. Freedom that travels in physical and astral energy. The liberation of being cosmically intertwined with your freedom. Transformation. Feathers aren't usually traditionally seen as the energy of transformation. For instance, they don't shed like a snake, but their shedding does mean that old layers were removed and new feathers begun. There is a deep connection of feathers with birds. Most feathers come from birds. Birds are spirit animals. They are ancient ancestors. While they might not be directly intertwined to the human, there is a lot of speculation that Earth and birds were here from the very beginning. The types of feathers that you can do I definitely would say should be the ones you find. I mean, if you feel the need to go out and purchase them, do so, but a lot of messages come from feathers that could just be found. A lot of people see feathers as messages from the spirit, for instance. If you find a feather randomly, I would take it as a sign, especially if that feather is well put together. It's like a sign, sit with it, hold it. You could even hold it over your heart and ask it, what are you trying to tell me? Look at the feather, see what the feather reminds you of. And even if you're really good at it, you can even research what bird did the feather come from. The feather is a bridge between the realms of the spirit and the earth. The feather is also can be used as a wand energy. So for instance, if you feel like you want to go out and buy a feather for this purpose, please do so. But you can also use feathers that you find. You want to create a feather wand. You could use 1 or 2 feathers. You can even use 3. Stick it on like a stick with some ribbon or twine, and you can use it to move energy around. I even like just using the feather and not necessarily even a stick. Sweep it around your body, or you could even sweep it around loved ones. You can clear it. You could pair it with smoke, such as sage, mugwort, incense, or even some type of rosemary. You can chant, with the wind and the wing, I clear this space. All that's heavy is now erased. Also, we have to remember that spell casting occurs with feathers. The breath of a feather, the energy of the breath being spoken into the feather. Hold the feather to your hand while you speak your spell out loud. Use your breath to blow your intentions to the feather. Let the feather go to the wind if it feels right to you. Or you could tuck it in your altar or a spell jar to anchor your intentions. Feathers also can be used as deviation tools, meaning clairvoyance. So, one of the things you can do is ask a feather a question. You can hold the feather to about shoulder height, then let it go. If the feather drifts more to the left, the answer is a no. If it floats to the right, it is a yes. If the feather flutters or spins and doesn't drop directly in one area, I would say ask the question again. It is unclear. You can also use feathers in energies of receiving messages from the higher self or the cosmos. When we are looking at feathers, we can look at the area of special energy that that feather represents. For instance, if it's white, there might be a sense of purity, spirit, angels, or peace. If it's black, that might be centered around protection, mystery, ancestors, or ancestral magic. If it's gray, I would look at the area of neutral movements, in between realms, and even an energy of balance. The gray might be asking you to balance your chakras. Blue, I would look towards communication, healing, and of course, the throat chakra. Green, centered around growth, nature, and spirits, even heart healing chakra energies. Then, of course, red, the energy of passion and root chakra work, your movement of power and even rage. Yellow, dip into the space of confidence, joy, and mental clarity. Look towards the solar plex as well. There could be areas of empowerment and movement. Brown, centered around grounding, being home, and the movement of stability. Also with brown, I would look at areas of trees and movement of secrets. If you find a spotted feather or a feather that looks a little bit peculiar, I would say that might be a trickster energy, hidden messages, or even a duality. For instance, I just came across a hawk feather not too long ago, and it's striped, so I definitely had to look it up. And I will say there has been some trickster energy hiding. Look at the energy of rituals that you decide to use for each feather. Now let's get into the purpose of where did all this beauty and spell work come from? Feathers are deeply sacred in many cultures, especially in Mexican culture and including the Aztecs, Indigenous and North American cultures as well. They symbolize a divine communication and power of transformation and honor, sharing their meanings of stories that can bring beautiful depths to your magical or spiritual movement around you, especially if you are approaching an area of awareness or ancient ancestral lineage. There might be some great meaning to each of the feathers that you find. For instance, in the movement of Quetzalcoatl, the feather serpent, one of the most iconic feathered figures in Mesoamerican mythology, names meaning Quetzal, a sacred bird with iridescent green feathers, Cotl, the serpent, symbolizes the union of the heaven and the earth, the spiritual bird of air and the physical serpent of the earth. The Quetzalcoatl was a god of wisdom, wind, breath, and creation, literally the wind between the words and the worlds. Feathers, especially the Quetzalcoatl feathers, were seen as divine gifts, and only high priestess or priest were allowed to show and wear them. The nobility was only allowed to be worn in the center of a headdress or of cloaks. Feathers were used in rituals to speak to the gods or to send messages to deities. The messages were sent through breath and would often call to the energy of wisdom. In the Aztec mythology, the feather serpent of Quetzalcoatl was the breath between the worlds, air and earth intertwined. When we speak to the wind or cast spells with the feathers, we echo his magic. It was a magic that was very sacred. In Aztec culture, feather artists known as amatecas were considered sacred craftsmen. They were created to elaborate the feathers, mosaics, and headdresses for the emperors, the deities, and the rituals. The Quetzalcoatl feathers were more valuable than gold, and they symbolized a divine flavor and energy of cosmic energy of worlds intertwining. Native American feather wisdom was something that has continued to grow as the turn of the century. Native cultures are beautifully diverse in the meetings between tribes here in the US and other continents, respectfully overviewing the common themes that feathers are messages from spirits. Many tribes believe that finding a feather means a message from an ancestor or spirit guide or even the creator. The type of bird and how the feather is found gives insight into the meaning. Eagle feathers are one of the most sacred, symbolizing truth, vision, and bravery. They are often used in ceremonies or in energies of rituals. To hold a feather that was hold to a prayer in a physical form, to where it was to walk with the spirit. Smudging and feather fans. So feathers can be used in smudging and also in feather fans. Feathers are often used in cleansing rituals to move the smoke and the air elements across the body of space. The feather doesn't just move, it is believed to guide the energy, carrying the prayers or the intentions, and to call to the spirits in areas of clearing. The birds of the feathers that rock together. In many indigenous teachings, recognizing the birds as the messengers between the realms has a huge significance. Raven, the magic of transformation, deep wisdom, and area. The owl, truth, intuition, and the ability to see the unseen. Hawk or eagle, vision, strength, and divine perspective. A hummingbird, the energy of joy, healing, and even resilience. As closing out, we honor the sacred feather serpent, Quetzalcoatl, the divine bridge between earth, sky, breath, and spirit, in areas that resemble the full moon in Aquarius. In the ancient lore of the Aztecs, Quetzalcoatl's shimmering feathers carried the wind's wisdom, weaving the cosmic dance of life. Feathers were gifts from the gods, sacred tools for speaking to the heavens and opening portals of power. As you hold your feather, imagine it in your hand if you don't have one, but feel the pulse of the air and the spirit. This feather carries a breath of our ancestors, the whispers of your guides, and the power to move your intentions into the universe. Breathe deeply, inhale the ancient winds of the wisdom. Exhale your prayers, your dreams, and your truth. Let the feather be your talisman, a messenger between the worlds. With each breath, you connect to the cosmic currents, to the ancestors who walk beside you, and to the magic waiting for you on the other movement. Repeat softly or in your mind, I breathe in ancient power. I exhale my sacred truth. I am the wind. I am the flame. I am the feathers fight. I am the flight beneath my feet. The wind carries me. When ready, release your intentions into the air and watch it soar, carried on the wings of the Quetzalcoatl and the breath of your soul. Blessed to be as you are, a cosmic baddie. And look at your area of your own magic and your own intentions. A very quick reading for the collective. We will start with the fire signs, and we will be using the Black Moon Astrology card deck. And you can see this on Spotify or on the Chakras and Cuss Words YouTube channel. Please follow the YouTube channel. Let's get into the reading. So where should we be working our magic for this full moon in Aquarius? For the fire signs, if you are a fire sign, that means you are a Sagittarius. You are also a Leo and a Aries. The fire signs, it's time to get centered with healing and also being centered with that Chiron energy. Look at the energy of working in past relationships. If there is a healing center that needs to take place, open it up with wisdom. Ask the air for your center of intentions. Also look around the third eye, especially around the energy of what is standing on the left of you. I definitely feel an energy towards the left. This makes me think that it is centered around an energy that could possibly be a little bit feminine, but look at the energy around movement. Also look at the energy of feeling intertwined for caring for people who have hurt you. Understanding that sometimes we can let this energy go. Also, for your intention, we're going to be centered around the energy of just the solar plex, the sacral chakra, the third eye chakra, and of course, the energy of purity and cheerfulness. I feel like something may have happened when you were very innocent, and that might be a time for you to work with that healing property. The presence movement is filled with joy and happiness. If you are attentive, you will see it. So definitely work on the energy of feeling present in this moment, and that might mean working through the past. Also, for the water signs, if you are a water sign, that means you are a Scorpio, you are a Pisces, or you are a Cancer. This is definitely a big return. There's a lot of benefits coming for this full moon. Definitely look at that Jupiter energy, that area of abundance, and look at the throat chakra, the third eye chakra, and the crown chakra. You're going to be centered around the area around relationships, but I feel like this is a very, very good energy for the water signs, and I see a lot of movement around commitment, beauty, also the area of understanding that you will defeat anybody who is putting blocks in your way. Like, you will just shine so bright that they hate it. Also, for areas of intention, morning glory, affection, and determination, the morning glory, which blooms for a day, differs not at heart from the giant pine that lives for 1,000 years. So morning glory, affection, and determination. Definitely seeing that Jupiter energy with the affection and determination. So the little flower cards that I'm reading, my dad got me this deck from Mexico, and it's called Botanical Inspirations. I'm sure you could find it out here in the US. So I will show those cards as well on the YouTube or Spotify. For the earth signs, we're going to be looking at career for this full moon, your 10th house. If you have your chart available to you, go ahead, open it up, look around the energy of the 10th house, the world, seeing that you can accomplish so much. I definitely see that there's some energy around the heart chakra. I want you to be centered around your boundaries, also your energy of trust, energies of wealth, understanding you could trust yourself, you can trust the individuals in your inner circle if they have given you that energy to do so. So allowing that trust component to come forward. Also, for your energy, I definitely feel the heart chakra, a little bit of the solar plex, but definitely the heart chakra. Mostly heart chakra. So working around the heart chakra, working around the areas of communication, relationships, boundaries, wealth. I would definitely do an abundance ritual. Maybe get your feather and blow some money intentions into you. So if you aren't clearing it away, that is one thing I did not mention with the feathers. So when you are using the feathers, for instance, if you're clearing something away, you're going to move that energy away from you, right? With the feather, away from you. If you're clearing it into you, you're going to bring it into you. For instance, if you are doing some type of clearing with involving smoke and a feather, clear it towards the individual, understanding what you're getting rid of. Then clear the energy away. Clear in and away, in and away. Also, for your card, Violet, areas of faithfulness, modesty. Modesty is a shining light that prepares the mind to receive knowingly or receive knowledge and the heart for truth. So I definitely feel heart chakra energy, no lie, for the earth signs. If you're an earth sign, that means that you are a Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn, if I did not say that. So definitely feel that energy for you guys, the heart chakra. For the air signs, if you are an air sign, that means you're an Aquarius, you are a Libra, and you are a Gemini. Destiny, Yod, destiny, 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 destiny. Root chakra, sacral chakra, staying strong in the power of your destiny. This energy wants me to tell you to keep on going, keep on going, keep on moving, keep on grooving, doing all the things that you've been doing, speaking those intentions, understanding those intentions are made for you because it is your destiny. It is your energy of understanding the North Node, also understanding the area of movement that the Destiny card brings us. Understanding that movement and purpose flows abundantly, even when there feels like there is challenges. The challenges are just there to make sure, are you awake? Are you here? Are you paying attention? Okay, I'm going to throw you this challenge and it's still your destiny to continue to move forward. So understanding that magic. Also for the air signs, Tuberose, dangerous pleasures. Okay, bitch. Oh, shit. Well, you know what that means. There's definitely going to be some sex magic happening this full moon for the air signs. A dangerous pleasure, the secret of reaping the greatest fruitfulness and the greatest enjoyment from life is to live dangerously. Ooh, so I definitely feel like the air signs are going to be a little bit spontaneous and they're going to be a little bit dangerous in their pleasures. And it's their destiny. It's what their destiny is allowing for them. It's what their destiny is calling for them. So everybody have a fun, beautiful, well-rounded, magnetic, magnificent, and magical full moon in Aquarius. Please remember to like, comment, and share this podcast with your witchy bestie. Bye.